Welcome to Metaphysical Soul Speak. I'm your host, Elena Fox Starks. Hey guys, I hope that you're doing very well today or tonight. I don't know when you're going to be hearing this, but I do hope that whenever and wherever you are hearing this recording, that you are always striving to achieve balance in your life in every area. You know, that you're not working too hard and ignoring your family, or you're not avoiding having a family because, you know, you're only working on your education, or, you know, just don't ignore your parents and your family and your friends. Make sure you make friends and make sure that you have a balance with everything. I've strived my whole life to have a balance, and I've never achieved 100% balance. But sometimes imbalances occur that you just cannot control. And when things are completely and totally outside of your control, you have to, I guess, just give it over to a higher power, you know? Just ask, you know, your higher self, your higher guidance, even your holy guardian angel to help you through it. You know, like sometimes, you know, you work really hard to achieve financial gain and then you lose it all, or you lose everything you own that you've acquired over a lifetime, which did happen to me. Also, you know, that if you don't have any friends at all, go out and look for friends. Go try and make friends. And meetup.com, I've mentioned several times on the show, that's an excellent way to find people that have common interests in you, you know, then, or as you do. And it's a very cool way to make friends, actually. But, I don't know, in the earlier part of my adulthood, I tried really hard to get my education, which I did. Thank you, God, very much for that. That I had a brain and I was able to use it, you know, 8 years in university. It's a long freaking time, but I made lifelong friends when I was in university, even City College. And where this is coming from, why I'm bringing this up today, is that my friend that I've met, I want to say I think it was in 1989, I met her. And we've been friends up until now, from 1989 until now. I haven't seen her, though, since 2007, actually. In fact, on August 18th, 2007, that was the last time I saw her. Basically because we had an incident, and after that incident, all hell broke loose in my life and in hers, and we never got to see each other again. And a couple years later, I ended up leaving the United States. But my super good friend Amber that I have known, she's been my mom away from mom for forever. I mean, since the day I met her, she was like my mom. She's a redhead, green eyes, and she went around telling everybody she found her long-lost daughter, and everyone believed her. So half of Santa Barbara believes that I am her daughter, actually. And she discovered or found her real daughter that she had given up for adoption when she was 16 years old. She gave her child up because obviously at 16 years old, she didn't have the ability to keep and raise her daughter. And her own mother was an alcoholic and a raging lunatic when she was drinking, and there's no way that was going to fly. So Amber gave her the best possible life. Well, within, I think a year before, I was given away for adoption. And so we were like each other's pretend real mom, real daughter, even though we weren't really. We went around telling everyone, hey, I found my mom, and hey, I found my daughter. And everyone believed us because we looked so much alike and we acted a lot alike, and we were very much just two peas in a pod. You know, I was at school, always on my bicycle. One day she saw me on my bicycle. She's like, oh, that's a great idea. She went out and got a bicycle. Then we'd ride around. We'd like take tests, then ride down to the coast, you know, down to the marina. And there was this one beautiful, we lived in Santa Barbara, and there was this beautiful restaurant, the view of all the boats and then the sunset on the water. And we would just, we would get plastered in this place, and we would eat their lobster bisque. And Amber was a gourmet chef, is a gourmet chef. And she knew the best places. She was the first female manager of the Chart House restaurant. It's one of her claims to fame. And she learned everything everything she learned how to cook. She learned how to cook there. It used to be, I don't know what it is now, but it used to be one of the highest quality restaurants in the United States. It was a top-notch restaurant. And she got a job there, and she was like, I think 19, she said, 18 or 19, really young, and learned to she became a professional chef. You know, she started as a waitress and rose up through the ranks to manager and learned everything. And she's catered parties out of her little tiny trailer. She catered an entire park full of people at a music fest when they lost their caterer. She was like called in at the last minute, and she just was an excellent person for that. Anyway, she and I went through school together. We got our AA degrees together and graduated on the same day. And then I went on to get my degree in psychology and at Cal State Northridge, and she went on to get her degree at UC Santa Barbara in social psychology. And I'm proud of her. She went all the way. She ended up getting her master's degree over in Las Vegas. But really intelligent, amazing person. And I found out today that she has brain cancer, and she's in the final stages of it. And I asked her higher guidance, and this is another person whose angels are deflecting any thoughts and prayers of healing, because this was what she picked. It's what she picked. It's how she chose to die. And she lost a lung to lung cancer last year. And this is why don't smoke. Stop smoking if you smoke. Quit frickin' smoking. I mean, it's not good for you. Don't do it. And so I told my oldest kid, he's always smoking, smokes every day. He's been smoking for years. And, you know, when he started smoking and I caught him, I was really upset, obviously. And he still wouldn't. He would ask me for whatever money, and then, you know, I'm going to get money for a sandwich, okay. And then he'd come back with like a candy bar and a cigarette. It's like, I gave you $3 for a sandwich. And he's like, yeah, I have $1 left. Oh my God. You know, rebellious teenagers. But he has to go through an operation soon. And when he goes through this operation, he'll have dire consequences if he's a smoker at that point. So he's cutting back on the cigarettes, and he's not talking to me very much. He talked to me tonight, but he's just like, I can't really talk right now. And I have a feeling it has something to do with the quit smoking thing. In a week or two, he'll be fine. But I don't know. But my friend Amber was my mom away from mom, and then became like a grandma to my kids. And I don't know how long she's got, but probably this is the last week that she has on earth. And I'm very sad about it. I don't know. If you feel like saying prayers, send the prayers to me. Pray for me. Pray for all of the people that love Amber. She's touched thousands of people's lives. She brought people together romantically. She had the very first astrological dating service in the history of the planet. At least in the history of the United States, she was the first one in the 70s. Stars in Your Eyes is what she called it. And she was a cute redhead woman back when she was like 19 or 20, and she put her pigtails in her hair. She braided two braids, one on each side, like Pippi Longstocking, and she put on her little short shorts and her roller skates, and she got all these flyers. And she had just finished renting. There's this place that was for rent for like a frickin' ton of money, and she loved it and wanted it, and she went in and saw inside this little office to start her business, and this man told her how much it was, and she just broke down and went outside and cried. Just bawled her head off. And she said, there's no way in hell. I'm a 19-year-old girl, and I am very talented at astrology, but there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to pay that amount of money. And so he said, I tell you what, I'll give it to you for what you can afford. So she's like, okay, great. So she got it for a lot less money for what she can afford. I think it's like $1,000 or something a month, which is a freaking ton of money back then. And I think she ended up getting it for like $250 a month. And he said, I want to help you because you know what? I believe in you. I think you're going to do well. So she secured the location, and she was walking down the block trying to think, well, how am I going to advertise? What am I going to do? It's got to be something spectacular and crazy, almost like a publicity stunt, right? And she's thinking about it, and she came across a woman carrying a big basket of flowers, and the woman handed her this huge bouquet of flowers for free. And she said, the spirits will always come to you in flowers. And she just started crying all over again, like, oh my God, the universe is really blessing me today. So the next day she went out on her roller skates, and she had made all these flyers to advertise, and she went up and down State Street in Santa Barbara, the main drag, on her roller skates, handing flyers out and just being her crazy, wild, somewhat obnoxious, loud self. And she grew her business, and she did this back before there were computers, back before cell phones, back before there was internet. She hand drew astrological charts, and she would hand write out every single thing about a person's chart. And she had all these people come in, and she did this for everybody. They got a copy of their chart, and she kept a copy. So she hand drew one for them and one for her using her, I don't even know what, sidereal, ephemeris, whatever. I don't even know because I'm not an astrology person. But she hand drew everything out, and she would study and study and study the charts, and she would see which people were compatible. And 20 years later, a lot of those couples are still married. 30 years, 40 years, and some of them, a couple of the people, she got two people together that became very famous. And one of them, Youngblood, of the Youngbloods, I forgot his name, Jim Youngblood. Well, he and his woman, they were together, God, between like 7 years or something, and then they saw each other on and off for 3 years after that. And now they're still just, to this day, the best of friends, even though they had broken up. So a lot of people that she helped for life. And she was an amazing person, is an amazing person, and this is her last week on earth. So I'm very upset, just to be honest. I mean, she's the person that got me out of bed, the only person in the world that could get me out of bed at 5 o'clock in the morning to go meet a bunch of Native American people on the beach so that we could all chant and pray for the earth to heal. I would not have done that for anyone but her. And I told you guys the story about Red Son and Grandfather Son. If you haven't heard it, you didn't think it sounded interesting. It's a very interesting story about Amber. And about just how people that are meant to know each other in this life keep running into each other, even in different cities, even 100 miles away. You'll run into people you're meant to know. Even in other countries. I mean, I ran into people in Guatemala that were from Chico, and we had just moved there from Chico. I mean, well, we lived in the Bay after Chico, and then we moved to Guatemala, but we knew a lot of people in Chico, and we didn't know these people, but there we were. We met them in Guatemala. I mean, if you're meant to meet somebody, you will. I met someone here in Ecuador who is friends with my old statistics teacher from the, Amber and I took his statistics class, or his statistics for psychology, and how to do psychological studies, research. And it was a very interesting class. We took a couple classes from him and became very good friends with him as well. And I come here all the way to Ecuador and I meet someone who knows him too. So even though it's a big world, it's also a very small world as far as spiritual connections are concerned. And sometimes you just meet people like that and it clicks. I met her because I had met these two women who were redheads, and we were all laughing about being redheads together. And we met on a movie set, and we worked on this set every single day, 12 hours a day for 7 days or 10 days. I don't know. It was a long time. We got to we met a lot of people, but those two women, they were also like my age. Like I think one was 18, one was 19 or something. And we all met and we all were hanging out. And I think I was 18 or 19. And the director had to keep breaking us up because it was just like all these people and then three redheads, and we were standing out on the camera and making the camera go a little crazy. And he kept like, come on, do you guys have to stick together? And we would like laugh and giggle and go, yeah, of course, we're redheads. And then one day I ran into Miriam, is one of the women, and she was like, I want you to meet one of my best friends. Her name is Amber. And I went, and that's how I met Amber. She's another redhead, and we're like, oh my gosh. So it's like we're almost to the point of starting a redhead club in Santa Barbara for a while. So anyway, it was just, I have a lot of good memories, a lot of amazing memories. For Amber, her biggest downfall was her addictions, like cigarettes, obviously, and drinking were the two things. But she was the hostess with the mostest. That's what she used to call herself. I'm the hostess with the mostest. And she was a Cancer, born under the sign of Cancer. And she told me more often than not, I am the teats for the world. I know I am. That's why I have such big boobs, because it's like I am the mama for the whole planet. And she just, anything and everything she could. I got her involved with politics, and she ran with it. And she got extremely political. Very involved with helping people, signing petitions. In fact, the last thing I got from her was a petition that I had sent to her and she sent to me at the same time. And that's the last thing I've gotten from her, and I don't think I'll get anything else from her. But I mean, when I taught her about politics, I made her take a poli-sci class with me. And she's like, I had no idea. I had no idea how the government worked or how it ran. I just felt like it's our enemy, and that was it. And I didn't ever want to vote. I didn't think I had any power. And I helped her see that, sometimes it comes down to just a few people in an election. And we never really saw that until the last Obama election. And he won by like 20 votes or something. It was like pretty insane. wasn't that dire, but like he almost didn't win that second election. And, you know, she was so proud of herself. She's like, I voted for him. Like, so did I. I helped my friend from Saudi Arabia vote for him too, because he's like, oh, this is going to be great. It's going to be great to have him for another term. I know we all miss him now. In fact, I just wrote him on Twitter the other day. I really miss you guys. Him and Anna Michelle. Everyone wishes Michelle Obama would run for office. I don't think she wants to be a part of that three-ring shite show anymore. But anyway, I mean, regardless of what you're doing or going through, just always strive to achieve balance in your life, especially when it comes to your friendships. I mean, like, I had these solid, amazing, cool friends for my whole entire adult life, and they're all, everything's dwindling. People are dwindling away from my life. Like, a lot of people are leaving the planet right now. We've talked about this before. You know, it's just shocking when it's someone so close to you like that. And my good friend Melanie, thank God, you know, she's still hanging in there. She had 3 years of chemo. 3 freaking years. And she's okay. She's cancer free. She kicked cancer's ass, thank God. You know, but I talk to her every day now. Just, you know, we had lost touch for a long time, and I'm grateful to be back in touch with her. But most of my long-term friends like that, I only have Gina Marie, I'm Melanie, and Amber, and those were my 3 longest friends, you know, that I've had the longest girlfriends since college. And I still have friends though from grade school, actually. I know people from literally from grade school and high school, and it's pretty cool. And every now and again I think about people that I lost touch with that I miss. You know, I get very sentimental and nostalgic, and I know this is the time of the ascension in which we do get very sentimental and about the past. And I don't know, it's like I had everything in the whole wide world going for me except money, until just like this week things started finally. I made a great investment, which I'll tell you guys about once I have more information. I'm going to let you guys in on it, because I believe in sharing, but I want to make sure everything is 100% good before, you know. But basically, everything in my life has been a balance, except in recent years, I haven't had a relationship in 9 years. I have, like, you know, boyfriends. I had one that was serious in Peru, serious-ish, but then after, gosh, like 6 months, or it wasn't even, it was like 9 months we were together, but he was a narcissist, and I didn't know anything about that, even though I'd picked a lot of narcissists in my life. And I've had like little boyfriends that, you know, I say little boyfriends, I mean little relationships here and there, you know, 3 months here, 6 weeks there, whatever. And then I had the big one in Peru, but I haven't been in a relationship in years. So I have zero balance in that area of my life. And I have friends online, people that I've known forever, 20, 30 years, but in my immediate life, I have zero friends. I have zero, like in my day-to-day interaction, people I actually hug and see, zero. The butcher hugs me. I see him every other week. I go to the butcher shop. I get a nice hug from the butcher. He's a sweet person. He's from Berkeley, of course. Sweet people from Berkeley in Oakland. But I don't know. I mean, I'm finally achieving a little bit more balance with money finally in my life, and I'm totally out of balance in other areas though. You know, deeply spiritual, and I love my kids, and I'm talking to my friends online, but I don't have people in my life physically with me, and I don't have my love. So it's like, oh my God, you know, it's like when I did have a 13-year marriage, and, you know, at least the first 11 years, I had my family, I had my friends, I had my marriage, and then no money. Like, I didn't have a job for like 10 years. It's just a stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home wife, housewife. I mean, it's like, why can't we get 100% balance in life? I'm wondering about that. So if you do not have balance, even though in spite of your trying, accept that about yourself and don't beat yourself up over it. I feel like, what if we achieved balance at, finally, for every single thing we've ever wanted, we finally achieve balance and then we die? Is that what happens? Or can somebody live completely balanced for years? I don't know. I know that for me, becoming a millionaire is something I've never done in any of my lifetimes. It's my last life on Earth. It's everyone's last life, at least on 3D Earth. When this is like my final thing I have to do. It's been this like really stressful thing because it's like I'm so damn clueless. There's other people, I mean, God, they wake up and sneeze and made $3,000, you know? It's like I've had girlfriends that make millions and millions and millions of dollars every year. And it's like water flowing through their hands. It's like so easy. Oh, that was a lovely sound. I don't even know what that was. Oh my gosh. Did you guys hear that? It sounded like his tires were flopping as well as his motor. Ugh. Something needs to be tightened and oiled. See, that guy didn't have balance in his car. Probably not even, his suspension's not even balanced and his wheels are not even rotated right. But, yeah, but my friend, that she makes millions and millions and millions of dollars, and she had friends and she had money and couldn't find love to save her damn life. I don't even know if she ever found love. A number of years ago, I hadn't talked to her for a couple years, and she contacted me and was extremely nasty out of nowhere, and I realized she might have been a narcissist, so we stopped talking. I'm like, all right, well, I deserve to be treated better than that. I haven't talked to you in a couple years. I wanted to catch up. And, but she didn't find that balance as far as having the relationship. So I wonder, it's like, are we all just like good at one or two things and then the other two or three things completely and totally elude us? Like my mom, she had money, she had family, she had friends. And she wasn't wealthy, but she had a ton of money. And she's dead now, so I could safely say it's what happens when you are a pot dealer on the side of your job. And she did that for years, and for a while anyway. She might have been dealing coke, I don't even know. She kept a lot of stuff hidden. She was an Aquarius. But what was the balance she didn't have? Oh, maybe it was education. She hated school. Maybe it was education for her was the lack of balance. She wasn't unintelligent. She was a pretty smart person, but she wasn't inclined to get super educated. And her parents they went out of school when they were 8th grade. And she achieved high school diploma. So for her, that was like a big achievement for the family. And then for me to get a degree in university, that was like the big achievement of the family. But I think my cousin might have gotten her degree before me. But I'm like wondering and thinking about it now. Like my grandma, she never had a job and never made her own money. But she had everything. She had family and friends, and absolutely in love with my grandpa. And completely faithful. He died when I was 14 and she died when I was in my 30s, and so for like 15 years, she was completely faithful to my, almost 20 years, she was faithful to my grandpa after he died. That's a hard feat. But, I don't know, man, I'm thinking about this honestly, if you guys know anybody who has 100% balance in every area, I would love to hear it. T. Harv Eker talked about having balance in every area, and that's what he strove for, and that's what all millionaires and billionaires strive for. Like once they have the money, they do everything else. Like you have to balance your health and your mental health and your family and your friends, and everything has to be balanced, like spinning plates. And I was so impressed by that. And then a couple years later, he got a divorce. And I'm like, oh my God, even he can fall out of balance, like anyone can fall out of balance with, their life. And so anyway, it's just something I started thinking about today quite a bit, this whole balancing act. My whole life, I wanted to make the adults in my life proud, my parents. And Amber was one of those people that I always wanted to make proud. And I think I did. I mean, they were proud of me that I was able to hold a marriage together for as long as I did and have two beautiful children who have grown up into beautiful, well, one's an adult and one's a semi-adult. And I was able to get my degree, and I've written screenplays. I've been a writer for years. Now I've got my radio show. So I think, for the most part, they're proud of me. I don't know. Money-wise, that's eluded me until this month. Right after I told you guys, you can manifest anything you want. But there's one thing you can't manifest, can you? You can't manifest your dead parents alive again, or people who have died. You can't manifest them back into your life. You can only learn how to astral project and go to heaven. Or just go to heaven. Just ask your angels to take you. I cannot astral project worth a damn. I just can't. When I start to leave my body, I get all excited or I get scared. And either way, I slam back into my body. So I just have to ask my angels, please help me. Please take me there. I want to have a conversation with whoever. So I don't know about this balancing thing, though. This has been weighing on my mind a lot lately. Is it so crazy that when you go in one direction, then you lose everything else? You go into a relationship, you lose your friendships because you're so focused on the relationship. And, maybe you don't lose your friendships, and then you have kids, and now you lose your friendships because either your friends don't like kids, or, they want their own kids and can't have them, or something happens, or maybe you're just so busy with your kids you can't really keep up with your friends anymore. I don't know. It just seems to me like there's always got to be some kind of an imbalance, and I don't know why. And I don't know a single person who is totally balanced. The more I think about it, the more I realize there's not really one person. Maybe my cousin Chuck, because he's got his own business. He's got a house. He's got good money. He's actually spiritual. At least he's Christian, spiritual Christian. And he's just found true love. He's close to his family, although he and I have lost touch a couple years ago, which is probably my fault for moving to another country. He might be the most balanced person I know. I don't know. Just if you guys know of anyone who's balanced, if you have anything to say or weigh in on this, send me a voicemail at anchor.fm/metaphysical, or send me an email at metaphysicalsoulspeak@gmail.com, because this is interesting to me. Like, there's not one single person that I could think of that's 100% balanced. And I don't know. He might be, though. My cousin might be the one. He, literally might be the one true person that is 100% balanced. But, yeah, the more I think about it, the more I realize I just can't. Most of the people I know that have it all will have it all except for, money. Or they'll have money and they don't have anything else. But I haven't come across anyone who has everything. I mean, I know I'm super imbalanced right now, as far as having everything I want. And what happens when you get everything you want? You just keep going and going and going, and everything's great forever now? I mean, things are changing all the time. So is it like that? Or, do you get to live a life of bliss for real? Is that possible? Forever in every possible area? I'm like not answering any questions today, am I? I'm like actually maybe creating more in your mind, but it's something that it's been, it's on my mind because my friend is dying. Now he's kind of considered, well, at least I've got my friends, my long-term friends, people I've known forever. And that always kept me maybe feeling a little bit balanced, even when I'm imbalanced in the other areas, I have my new friend Cheryl. She wrote me today and she said, my husband asked me what I'm going to do in 10 days. And I thought I better ask you, what are you going to do in 10 days? And I'm like, that's so oddly specific. 10 days. What the hell are you talking about? Like, well, what's the date today? It's August 15th. Oh, she and I have the same birthday. Like, yeah, what am I doing in 10 days? Well, I need hugs. I think I'm going to go look for monkeys that will hug me. Or I might go to the coast and go feed the iguanas because they're so freaking fun to feed. I love feeding the iguanas. And maybe I'll go over to Guayaquil and go feed the iguanas in the iguana park for one day and then go take a bus to Salinas. I love the idea of going to Salinas. I haven't been there yet. I have already been to Montanita Beach, which is the best surfing beach in South America, at least on the Pacific side. Maybe in Chile they might beg to differ. They might have some good beaches. In Lima they do, but it's polluted. The water is so polluted there. And I just, so much. I worked a lot, the nature spirits, to clean up the pollution there. But I think I might go to Salinas. I might go. Maybe I'll go over to Balanita and watch the whales. I think there's still whales migrating at this time. And then there's also all those sea creatures and dolphins and possibly sharks. But maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll go to Salinas and go check out go feed those iguanas because they're so cute. If the park guards aren't looking, you could slip them a little bit of organic lettuce. And I mean, if they all see it, they'll come running. It's like candy for them, and they love the lettuce. They'll freak out, and they'll like start climbing your legs with their claws, and it's just so freaky to have like 10 or 20 iguanas climbing up your legs. But when that happens, then you get noticed by the guards for sure because they see, holy crap, look at all the iguanas attracted to her. What is she secretly feeding them? It's like Reese's Pieces with E.T., That secret organic lettuce is like, look, there's no bugs on it. There's no nothing. There's no pesticides. I'm doing good by these guys. They love these. And like, you can only feed them bananas. I'm like, oh my God. But they eat banana peels. So if I ever have a banana tree, I better damn well have iguanas in my yard so I could feed them the banana peels. Roses also love banana peels. All right. I'm going to get to it, guys. Schumann Resonance News tonight from Italy. The 11 o'clock a.m. UTC time report states, today's first peak was at 22 hertz, massive number 22, at 5:30 UTC, and marked the beginning of today's variations. A second isolated peak reached 33. There's another master number at 8 UTC time. And 1700 report. After the peak of 33 hertz, the amplitude slowly began to decrease with peaks always decreasing until normal values at 13 UTC. All right, so 33, 22, then 33. At least that's the Italy story. We're going to go now to check out elsewhere. So California started off at 132 hertz and at midnight, and by 4 a.m. they were to 140. And Hofuf, Saudi Arabia, they were at 116 hertz, and at midnight, and by 4 a.m. they were at 112. And in Lithuania, they started off at 238 hertz. Wow. That's up there. 238 hertz frequency on the Schumann resonance at midnight in Lithuania. And they went down to 229 at 4 a.m. In Alberta, Canada, this has been a really wonky one, right? They started off at 281 hertz at midnight, and they ended up at 352 hertz frequency on the Schumann resonance. That's at 4 a.m. and that's huge. So, okay, Northland, New Zealand started off at 72 at midnight. By 4 a.m. they were at 75, which is still huge. I mean, all these numbers are huge compared to Italy, right? Italy is always like hardly any activity, and I don't know why. I don't know why it's so big in one place and so small in another place. It's so strange. In Hulului, South Africa, they started off at 145 at midnight, and they went to 146. So that's also huge, but it's not a huge difference over the hours. So at 4 a.m., they were at 146 in South Africa. So totally crazy, right? I don't know what else to expect. I do know that they're expecting a really, really huge earthquake in California, like the big one. They're expecting that any day. You know, that's a progressing story. The more I hear about it, the more I'll let you guys know. But after this last one, NASA did a series of flybys, They flew over back and forth in a very odd pattern over the San Andreas Fault. And they did this over a couple different faults in California. I think they're really kind of worried. I think they're planning for something big. They're very scared. So, I don't know. I'm worried about everyone in Southern Cali. I love LA, and I love that whole my whole state, California. That's my place, man. But I'm not living there now. So, I'm worried about the people there. Anyway, A Course in Miracles, acim.org. We are on lesson 68. And it says, love holds no grievances. Love holds no grievances. And it says you have to, later in the lesson, says you have to see everybody as friends. And says, I would see you as my friend that I may remember you are a part of me, and I will come to know myself. And then it also says, love holds no grievances. When I let all my grievances go, I will know I am perfectly safe. Love holds no grievances. Let me not betray myself with a capital S. Love holds no grievances. I would wake to myself by laying all my grievances aside and wakening in Him, capital H, of course, meaning God. So love holds no grievances. So there's that. Let's see, what else did I have planned? Okay, so yeah, this is the first half of the show. In the second half of the show, I'm going to talk to you guys about a really remarkable man who has helped my family, me and my kids, in really strange and subtle ways. That's your clue. I'll be right back. if you're listening to this, you obviously like podcasts, and you probably like music too. Long walks on the beach, romantic dancing under the stars, and oh wait, we're not doing that right now. On Spotify, you can listen to all of that in one place for free, and you don't even need a premium account, which is cool. Free is always good. Spotify has a huge catalog of podcasts on every topic, including the one you're listening to right now. On Spotify, you can follow your favorite podcasts so you never miss an episode. Download episodes to listen to offline wherever you are, including your long romantic walks on the beach. Also, one thing I love about Spotify is that you can easily share what you're listening to with your friends via Spotify's integrations with the social platforms like Instagram. So that makes it really, really versatile. Just search for Metaphysical Soul Speak on the Spotify app or browse podcasts in the Your Library tab. And follow me, of course, don't forget, so that you'll never again miss an episode of Metaphysical Soul Speak. Spotify is the world's leading music streaming service, and now it can be your go-to for podcasts too. Thank you guys so much for supporting Metaphysical Soul Speak on Spotify. Hi guys, I know that it's summertime, it's August, I was born in August, and I know this is a hot month, especially if you're in the United States, and now we've sent the hotness over to Europe. So if you are enjoying the summer heat, but you're not enjoying what it's doing to your skin, I may have a solution for you. CTFO, known for its high-quality CBD oil hemp products. CTFO stands for Change the Future Outcome. Of course, this is changing the future outcome of your skin, your life, and, well, maybe your pocketbook if you decide to join the business for absolutely free. And the link is provided for the products and the business right in this show's description. I just wanted to let you know real quick that CTFO has a brand new full spectrum CBD oil, hemp oil infused SPF 30 sunscreen. So this looks amazing. This is really going to help you out with those fine lines, dark spots, and skin aging that normally would occur if you did not use any protection at all. As you know, CBD oil does help against free radicals. It helps get rid of wrinkles. It reverses skin conditions such as ruddiness, breakouts, and also inflammation in the skin. So this is a gentle, sheer formula enriched with antioxidants, and it protects all skin types as well as being water resistant. We also have a new After Sun skincare cream filled with vitamin D, and as you know, your skin would love to absorb the vitamin D, not just from the sun, but also from the cream after you're out of the sun. Remember, we talked about a couple weeks ago how vitamin D can help you absorb things like magnesium, potassium, vitamin C, and it goes down to the bone and it makes you so healthy. Vitamin D is excellent. And here it's this cream, this After Sun skincare cream has loads of vitamin D. So if you want to check it out, yeah, if you don't want to, that's cool. If you want to check it out, there is a link in the show's description. Just wanted to let you guys know. All right, guys, I give you a little hint in the beginning about how a very special man has helped my family, my children and I, even my ex-boyfriend, in subtle ways. And what I'm talking about is subtle energy therapy known as Scalar Light. And the man I'm speaking of, his name is Tom Palladino. And his last name is spelled Palladino. You can find his website at scalarlight.com, SCALARLIGHT.com. Scalar or Scalar, I don't know how to say it, but I say scalarlight.com. Anyway, I'm going to read to you about Tom, what it says on his website about him. He is a researcher, and he decided, because he was absolutely interested in subtle energy, this just was one of those things that fascinated him to no end, okay? So he was inspired by earlier subtle energy scientists such as Nikola Tesla, Antoine Priore, Thomas More, T. Galen Hieronymus, and they had all published their papers and they received patents for their innovations. And Tom read them all. He was just super excited about it. And he began where they left off, and he started to work in the arena of increasing and improving people's health through subtle energy. Okay, so let's see, I'm going to read to you what it says. Tom Palladino's research and work with the scalar energy began during his undergraduate years. He was inspired by various scientists, Hieronymus, More, Priori, and especially Nikola Tesla, as to the existence of an energy that is not of the electromagnetic spectrum. With this inspiration, he pursued a course of independent study in order to better understand and subsequently harness scalar energy. Scalar energy, what is that, you might ask? Scalar energy is known as prana, chi, radiant energy, 0 point energy, ki, orgone. Remember, I did a show early on, I think in February, on orgonite and Wilhelm Reich, right? And eloptic. Never have I heard of eloptic. That's interesting. I like that. I like that word. I'm going to have to look that one up. That might be another show. So after years of experimentation and modification, Tom Palladino has developed a technique using scalar energy that will transmute pathogens quickly and painlessly. This technique facilitates the use of photographs of people who desire to have pathogens transmuted in their bodies. Tom Palladino developed a treatment process whereby he is able to administer the scalar energy reverse phase angle harmonic of a pathogen, thereby causing that agent of infection to disassemble or fall apart. Scalar energy operates at the quantum level and is capable of disassembling all types of pathogens, thus eliminating the causative agent of disease. And once the causative agent of a pathogen disease has been eliminated, the symptoms associated with that infection decrease or disappear altogether. So recent discoveries led Tom Palladino to the conclusion that viruses can likewise be transmuted by the process of broadcasting scalar energy. Emboldened by these discoveries, he desires to present the world with a cure for all bacterial, fungal, protozoan, and viral infections. It is his belief and statement that the scalar energy is capable of transmuting all pathogens, thus presenting the world with the cure for thousands of pathogenic diseases. So that was written, I think, in 2012, and there's been 3 updates. He found a breakthrough using scalar technology to cure the herpes virus, and he increased the power of the scalar instrument for the 3rd time in 2 years, back 6 years ago this month. It's been 6 years. So for the 3rd time in 2 years, he's able to increase the power of the instrument to make it even stronger and faster. And in December of 2013, he learned how to rid people of worms, parasites, and in the pathogenic cleanse. So he added that, including lice and parasites, so and worms, so all of that. And also, by the way, you could send him a picture of your dog or your cat. Honestly, I should send him a picture of my pigeons I have outside my window, because they do have mites. Every time I feed them, the mites go over them, like go outside their fur, and it's like, you know? Maybe I should do that and see if that gets rid of that might be the best way to help animals get rid of stuff, right? So he says, may the world one day soon recognize this great gift from God. And says that Tom has not published papers to a scientific authority or foundation, academic group, or anything regarding his research. He has focused on working only with people for the past 25 years in the area of disassembling pathogens. So eventually, he says, to help the body recover from damage by pathogens, Tom began delivering nutrients to the cells via remote scalar, which, again, using your picture that you send him on from your computer or phone. It's that easy. And ultimately, he brought in the chakra balancing, as the chakras of the body are natural receptacles of scalar light. And when functioning properly, your chakras will distribute scalar to your entire human system. So I'm going to spend the evening telling you about the sessions that are available and articles and testimonials from his website, scalarlight.com. And I'm recommending the website, highly recommend it. With my children, I have done several different programs. The first one that I did was just the normal standard scalar session. And I did this for my ex-boyfriend and I and my 2 children. And what I noticed was that when I slept more soundly and deeply. I believe they did too. I know that my youngest kid it didn't change in him, I don't think, but in my oldest kid and in me, when we would wake up after sleeping for a long amount of time, we did not have as much gunk on our teeth. So we went to brush our teeth, it only took a few seconds to get everything out of our mouth versus 2 minutes it takes normally, which we still brush our teeth for 2 minutes because you're supposed to. But I noticed that instead of having thick, crusty, yucky things on my teeth, after about 2 or 3 days of scalar energy, it was like nothing. I just had to barely brush my teeth. Like, it was just almost like rinse out my mouth would have been okay. Like, all of the pathogens were just gone. I started to feel like really healthy and strong, and I felt more mentally alert and aware. So there is something to it. There's definitely something to it. For a time, there was a company called Tessin, which is not scalar energy. It's something else, but it's similar, where you just tell them your name and they run this subtle quantum computer. And I don't know that they're even in business anymore. And they were from China, and you could pay to have things done. And then you have 10,000 points that you would take, you would get free treatments. And I got treatments from them, and I had good results with that. But with scalar energy, I had better results. So the other one was fun. It was free, and I did it every day. I had a new program running every day. It was cool. But every now and again, Tom has a new program that is free. It's free to test out for, sometimes you have a 15-day trial, sometimes you have a 30-day trial. And I just now, like right before I started the show tonight, I did the natural foods. And this one is really interesting. Let me see if I can find it. Now I don't know what's going to happen with this because I just started it tonight, and I think that our photographs were just accepted. And you could do this for up to 7 or 8 people in your family. And if you send a picture of you and 10 people, you're allowed to, so if you say you could do it for 7 people, and you send a picture of your family reunion, and there's 30 people in the photograph, guess who gets benefited? Everyone in the photograph. I mean, it's pretty cool, right? I mean, they say try to have more of a full body, but it doesn't matter as long as it's a picture of your face and it's clear. And at the end of the 15 or 30-day trial, they destroy your picture. They just delete it. They don't keep it for your own, security, peace of mind, whatever. So I'm going to read to you the one that I just did. Let's see. I'm going to read a couple of the testimonies. So far, I've lost 5 pounds, and I'm trying to see about my family and asking them how they feel, since they know nothing about scalar light and energy and won't understand what I've done for them by including their pictures for the trial. But once I have more information, I'll submit the more. Okay, fine. But they lost 5 pounds. That's pretty cool. There's another one. Week 2 of natural foods. I have reduced appetite, and I'm learning how to eat healthier too. I'm working towards weight loss to improve overall health, blood sugar, energy, etc. And it says, thank you again for the trial. It's made a difference in my overall wellness. This other person said they were in the middle of a sugar detox. They said, I don't know if it's a coincidence, but I found the detox was very, very easy. Well, I know from experience when you go through a sugar detox, it's one of the hardest detoxes to go through. There's sugar in everything. You have to eat absolutely perfect, and your body goes crazy, especially if you have an overrun of yeast in your body. I mean, you become a horrible monster for about a month when you're going through a sugar detox. So that's good news. Let's see. This person says that they were very skeptical regarding feeling the effects of natural foods remotely, and after a week, he noticed he had much more energy when he woke up. He felt good all day. He was inclined to believe it was directly related to the treatments. So this person, after 1 week, said they had digestive issues all of their life with stomach cramps and all kinds of stuff. And let's see, they say that their eyes are clearer, and they've committed to increasing their water intake, and they don't feel like drinking alcohol as much. Their nail cuticles are whiter and brighter, and then they were going to come back a week later to update. This other person says, I noticed a decrease in appetite after 2 weeks. This other person said their digestion is improving. They have a chronic illness that had been hard to pinpoint, but So that's interesting, right? Let me read to you what that one is, a natural therapy. I'm going to read to you what these therapies are that you can do. Some of them are, most of them you have to pay for, and once in a while you get a free one. Get on his newsletter, you're going to get a free one. He'll tell you. All right, let's see what's up with the natural foods. This is the one I just ordered today. It's $67 for one person to get this done for a month. And if you combine like 3 or more subscriptions, he'll give you $50 off. But even so, I got this one for free because I was on his mailing list. So let's see here. I'm going to try to figure out this is just how to purchase it. Articles, testimonials, about. All right, I found it. Okay, it says all Scalar Light sessions can be used simultaneously. The Scalar Light Natural Foods, that's the one I just started for my kids and I. It's a new remote Scalar Light session offered in the year 2018. It's offered, through this year as well. It says currently a total of 276 nutrient-dense foods are in the natural foods therapy. So, let's see, in the natural food sessions, it says Scalar Light originates from the sun of our solar system, as well as the stars of the universe. Scalar Light it's like a combination of sunlight and starlight. And scalar light is a fundamental force responsible for assembling and maintaining all physical forms, including plant chemicals. Scalar light can be utilized to assemble natural plant chemicals or phytochemicals inside the human body, thereby serving as an excellent source of nutrition. Ooh, I'm looking forward to this. This is exciting. I hope this works. This sounds awesome, right? He thinks so. Okay. Maybe he needs some natural therapy. Scalar light utilizes the existing elements that are inside the human body and rearranges the elements into a molecular structure of natural plant chemicals. In practice, the Scalar Light Natural Food session will assemble plant chemicals inside each cell of the human body, thereby serving as the perfect delivery system for your nutrients. High magnification photographs of natural organic foods are utilized in conjunction with a high-powered scalar light instrument in order to assemble natural plant chemical elements inside the human body. That is the high magnification photographs of natural organic foods serve as the instructions for the high-powered scalar light instrument to assemble the exact molecular structure printed on the photograph. It sounds like magic, right? But if, it's like produces like, I guess. I don't know. It's very interesting though, right? It says it just assembles the plant chemicals inside your body. All the chemicals found in fruits, herbs, and vegetables. The Scalar Light Natural Food session is comprised of organic fruits, grains, herbs, nuts, and vegetables. The natural plant chemicals or phytochemicals contained in the natural foods will be assembled inside your body on a daily basis. Natural foods are not synthesized or chemically altered and thereby assure a pristine source of nutrition. Natural foods are a product of nature as these foods are created by God. The list of the natural foods are found below. Okay, so I'm going to read you guys a list of the foods. I'm going to be full. All he asks, especially if you get the free sessions, all he wants to know is your progress. What's going on. He wants to monitor your progress and see how it works. Because if it doesn't work, he needs to up it. He's got to up the energy and figure it out. And when he adds something new to one you've done before, he will go ahead and let you have another month of it. When he improves it, increases the energy, this is just his ongoing experimental work. But it did work for me. I've done 2 or 3. I did a free hormone balance one, and I started to have a lot more energy. And that was I think it was a 15-day trial before. But I'm going to just give you an idea. So he takes your picture and the picture of, this is so freaking long. Oh my God. I can't even begin to tell you all of the things, but I'm going to tell you several. The natural foods that he assembles: Andes berry, apple, apricot. I'm not even going to go through all these, but black currant, bananas, black mulberry, blackberry, blueberry, carambola, that's star fruit. Yay, I love those. Chilean guava, cherries, coconut, cranberry, date palm, dragon fruit, eggplant. I don't even know what an elephant apple is. Garcinia cambogia, fig, goji fruit. That's awesome. I don't see guarana anywhere, so I'm not getting it. I'm going to have to go next door to buy my guarana, which is my caffeine. Loquat, lemons, kumquat, kiwi, maki berry, nectarine, olives, onions, orange, passion fruit, papaya, peach, pear, persimmon, pineapple, strawberries, plantains, watermelons, on and on and on and on it goes. Pineapples, and brown millet, and barley, amaranth, buckwheat, foxtail millet, oats, rice, spelt, everything. I mean, he's putting everything, the highest quality of everything inside your body being reassembled. Anise, which is good, it'll help my asthma. Cardamom, dill, echinacea, eyebright, fenugreek. I mean, he has a list. I'm looking at this. This is huge. Hawthorn, hibiscus, lemongrass, lemon balm, nutmeg, parsley, peppermint, red clover, sorghum, sorrel. He has 115 herbs. He has 5 nuts, and thank God not one that I'm allergic to, although I don't think, and he doesn't put peanuts, obviously. I'm allergic to Brazil nuts, and that's not on the list. Hazelnut, pistachio, walnuts, cashew, black walnut. I mean, seeds, sesame seeds, wildflower, chia seeds, cacao. And his vegetable one, I mean, he's got, huge list. 55 vegetables, yams, soybeans, spinach. And how many fruits? Let me go back up here. He had 76 fruits. So this is his complete nutrition program. He reassembles with the Scalar Light the parts of the plants that would be the most nutritious, and they go immediately into. So that sounds cool. Now here's some more feedback. Hi, the second week was the same as the first. I had less appetite, increased energy, and a less need for sleep. Thank you so much for the trial. I enjoyed it. This person says, I am happy to say I feel great. I look much better, and I have an inheritance coming sometime before the end of the year. I'm hoping for the end of the summer. Then I'll be signing up myself and family members for the lifetime of your services. You know what? That's actually, I'm thinking about doing that too. I didn't know you could do a lifetime. So this person has been under a stressful situation, but now they feel better and they feel the power of it. And they say thank you. So she says she works with horses. She's going to be actually putting horses in the program that she works with. Yeah, again, you could do this for people or pets. It doesn't matter. I'm hoping you could do it for wild animals. My pigeons need it. It says she did this for a 78-year-old mom who now feels the best she's ever felt since she's had her on this as well. And she said that, I'm not going to explain all the details here, but she had the chakra alignment first and other therapies. And she said that actually felt very good. But at first it made her detox. So the first week she felt horrible. But then after her chakras were aligned, she felt everything, all the toxins being pushed out of her system, and she felt amazing. And so did her mom. Now someone else said, I felt I could eat less, and just because I have it, I normally eat more, but I just felt I could eat apples and be okay. That's cool. So it sounds like someone that this is hilarious. She says, my husband and son noticed they're farting less. My son's really upset about it because he loves to fart. Then she writes, LOL. Oh my God, that is crazy. Like, what? Oh my God. Well, if you're having a problem with that, if you guys are having a problem with gastro, like gas, like farting, you got to have a lot more yogurt, like probiotics. And if you don't eat dairy, just go get acidophilus. I call it assholeophilus. Go get acidophilus at the health food store. I know where I live, for whatever reason, you cannot get lactobacillus acidophilus anywhere. Like even in the yogurt, it's a whole different, like 4 or 5 different kinds of species. And depending on the Greek yogurt here, each one has a different set of positive, good bacteria for your body. And when you go to the pharmacy and you ask for it, they'll give you these pills, and yet it's a whole nother set of different kinds of probiotics for your body, not one of which is acidophilus. And I'm like, what is going on? I mean, if you take antibiotics for a week or 2 weeks, that just wipes out everything, good and bad. So you definitely need probiotics in your body. And so I don't know what to do about it. I might have to fly to the US and get a couple things of acidophilus and bring it back. You know, I know when I get there, I'm going to buy the one that's in a jar, and they say to drink or take 1 tablespoon to up to 3 tablespoons a day. I'm going to drink the whole freaking thing. And it's like dairy free, and it tastes like strawberries. Very sour, very, very sour strawberries. But I've been eating a lot more fermented foods because fermented foods are very good for the gut, including apple cider vinegar. I've got this really amazing imported from Germany apple cider vinegar, and I have that one. I get these Italian cheeses downtown, which is a little bit, not a lot. But the fermented foods are actually very good for you. But especially the probiotics, like, acidophilus. So that for that problem, it does help. And let's see. This person's fat dog stopped eating as much when she put her dog on the program. It's funny when they just go, thanks to the therapy, I feel good. It's like, okay. It doesn't explain what's happening. It says, one thing that's consistent is that my taste in food is now shifting. I used to think certain foods tasted good. Now they don't seem to taste as good. But they don't explain what that is. Probably junk food. I have more energy, and I don't know why. I feel more normal and more alert. Change in eating habits. I favor vegetables now, and I'm eating healthier. Sleeping better, energy better. Able to sleep in the early hours. I normally will lay in bed for hours awake, and now not. So, this person said, arthritis has been subsiding in shoulders, and arm muscles are actually firmer. So start taking store-bought vitamins. You feel energetic, and so you guys could tell, I mean, from these testimonials, you can tell testimonials. I'm not always speaking clearly. Sorry about that. You tell by the testimonials, like what it actually is real and it actually works. So I'm going to tell you some of the other things. He does addiction chemical cleanse. That's like pretty intense, right? I'm going to look at that one. I'm going to take a look at that one and see. They say you have to do it for a minimum of 4 months for it to really, really work. That's good to know, right? Let's see. What is this one about? So that one's, for one person, $237, but that's for 4 solid months. Okay, now this one says it serves to disassemble chemical bonds of trace amounts of narcotics, alcohol, pharmaceutical drugs, tobacco products, toxic chemicals, sugar, and soft drinks that remain in the human body. The scalar energy is capable of negating the molecular bonds that assemble and maintain the aforementioned natural and man-made chemicals. So this can correct your addictions to substances and eradicate the toxic substances. I notice that caffeine is not on the list. I love caffeine. See, that's my addiction. Sugar and caffeine. Mostly caffeine, though. But since I started eating more probiotics, I don't crave sugar as much. So it says that scalar energy is a fundamental force in nature that serves as the instructions for the universe. All spiritual, mental, psychological, and physical instructions of the universe are initiated and maintained by scalar energy. Hence, scalar energy can be considered as the mind of God or universal consciousness that instructs all action. Succinctly, all action in the universe is made possible by way of scalar energy instructions. So now it says, now it goes on further to say, it disassembles chemical bonds of pharmaceutical drugs, alcohol, recreational drugs, nicotine, toxic metals, food additives, and man-made chemicals. And it will remove their physical presence from the body. And it will erase the physical memory of the chemical agents in the human body. So consequently, physical absence of the chemical agents will negate and or at least weaken the desire that the body has for these harmful and addictive substances. So it weakens their psychological desire as well. So the body, but also it reprograms. It is a corrective energy capable of reprogramming the psychological parts of a person's mind that negates and weakens the psychological desire. And it says that when you're reprogrammed, the inner sense will be to abet the decision making that will it abets the decision making that in itself will serve to negate or weaken the desire for harmful or addictive substances. So that's like really, I'm going to do this for my oldest. I'm not even going to tell him. So it says that it will help with emotional intrigue of substances, that are harmful, as well as your obsession and compulsion to do drugs, basically. Things are really bad, though, like tobacco, alcohol, tobacco. The things that are extremely destructive, like just drinking soda is extremely destructive, It's not just the sugar, it's the high fructose corn syrup along with the caramel coloring. The caramel coloring literally causes cancer. So every time you drink that, that's very, very bad for you. All right, so he also has programs. I'm going to read all of them, and then I'm going to see the most important, the one that seems the most exciting to me. He has an endorphin and neurotransmitters program, a fat metabolism program, the female hormone program, the male hormone program, the natural foods, which I've already discussed, the standard scalar, and the ZZ test product. I don't know what that is. I'm going to look up, what is that? I've got to see what is that? ZZ test product? Huh. It doesn't say anything. So maybe, I think he has that as a placeholder for when he thinks of something else he can do. Now, let's see what the standard scalar one was. And it says persons or pets. This one's like so awesome. Actually, I think I might have took a picture of a cat I was working on. Honestly, I think I did, because I did, for my boyfriend and I took a picture of both of us. And then I added the cat picture. So I did my 2 kids, a cat. And when I met this cat, she was this beautiful Siamese cat. She was a big fat furball. She had long, long hair. Long haired cat. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Siamese cat. Her eyes were blue, so blue, and she was the most beautiful, sweetest cat ever. I adored her, and I saw her once or twice, and I went to pet her, and she was just like, I don't want you to pet me. Like, she gave me a dirty look, kind of. And then one day, finally, she walked up to me, and she had my oldest son had to pet her first. She trusted him more. So then eventually we all pet her, and my oldest son's like, oh my God, she's got cancer. And that's why I wanted to pet her, because she had these huge tumors. And I told her, whenever you want, when you're ready, I'm on the 3rd floor, come get me. I literally said that out loud. And I'll help you, I'll try to give you healing energy if you want. It took her a couple weeks, and then eventually I came home from eating out with my kids, and she's sitting on the doorstep, and she saw me, and she started screaming at me. Like, where were you? I was here. Like, she was like, rah! I don't know if you guys have ever been around a Siamese cat, but they're so loud. It's so, their meow is so annoying. When they're mad, you know it. You feel it. So she started coming for therapy, and it was cuddle therapy, and it helped me as well. So I would let her in every day, and I would say, okay, I'm going to give you Reiki, come on. And she would come every night, and we would go to bed. She'd come in my room, she'd lay in my bed with me and cuddle with me. And she would purr her little head off, her furry little head off every single day. And I put my arms around her, and I gave her Reiki all night long. And I gave her the scalar energy as well. And so I have several pictures of her. I'll try to put a picture of her on my Instagram. But she was just the sweetest cat. I mean, just such a little love. She just wanted to take care of all of us. She would go from room to room at night to make sure we were okay. And she would come, and then she'd come in my room, and she wanted me to put my hands on her and give her the Reiki. But I started the scalar energy with her, and within a month, all of her tumors were gone. So, I mean, that's a cat testimonial. It does work with animals. I have seen it work with animals. So, let's see here. And by the way, he has a lot of not just testimonials, but he has proof, video evidence that he's used the scalar light to take out HIV, herpes, Epstein-Barr virus, which I've got to look into that. I did not know about that, because I have had that for 20-something years. But he has proof on video that things have just eradicated just underneath the microscope that's attached to a camera. And he's had other people sit and watch with their video camera in a different place, not just where he's at, where he starts this process. And so there have been he has a lot of evidence on his website. You could go check out everything at scalarlight.com. So he says a scalar energy, the standards scalar light protocols, it is a pathogenic cleanse, bacteria, viruses, fungi, protozoan, anything that can infect an animal body, meaning human or animal, of course. And he would do this for 1 hour every day for as long as you buy it. So he does also then a nutrient therapy that is coming with this, right? Let's see, maybe that's not. Maybe this is all of them together. Okay, yeah, the nutrient therapy is assembling vitamins, minerals, amino acids, phytochemicals, antioxidants, and fatty acids inside each cell. And that is a 22 hours per day treatment, nutrient therapy. His chakra alignment is for 1 hour a day, harmonizes and balances the chakras, including your mental and emotional health, is significantly benefited when your chakras have been completely aligned. It says that you do not actually feel the administration of scalar light because this type of light session is very subtle. Like I said, subtle energy. And when it's administered by way of his scalar energy instrument, the benefits are immediate. The scalar light sessions begin to improve spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical health of everyone in some fashion, one way or another. So it says you can register for the 15-day trial of, I think, any of this. I think it says on the page of the standard one. So that's how I think you should start. Just join the website for free, of course, register. You sign in, you register, and go to the standard one and do it first. That way you're definitely going to be able to feel the benefits. I mean, by the 15th day, you're going to be like, wow, I hardly have to brush my teeth. It's like you do still because it's a habit, but then you feel like I don't really have bad breath like I used to. It's like, or if obviously everyone has bad breath, right? But this is something I definitely noticed. Let's see. I'm going to see what the endorphin neurotransmitter one is. I might want to do the fat metabolism. I need a little bit of weight loss, and the apple cider vinegar is working, but I think if I did everything in conjunction with each other, that would be excellent. Ooh, if you do the 12-month one, every day for 365 days, you get the endorphin and neurotransmitter program for an individual person or a pet up to a group of 7. That's pretty cool. All right. It says scalar light assembles endorphins and neurotransmitters inside each cell of the human body, thereby serving to effectively deliver and evenly distribute these natural chemicals throughout the body. Succinctly, the scalar light endorphin and neurotransmitter session is an excellent delivery system for endorphins and neurotransmitters inside each cell of the human body. He kind of words everything the same. It's very scientific. I like it. It appeals to my Virgo nature. Scalar light is a fundamental force in nature that assembles all physical matter, which we know because we already heard this, right? Okay, it says that this session serves to produce a state of bliss and happiness for people that participate in the scalar light session. It says it is assembled 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and especially if you do it for the whole year. And It creates a natural chemical environment inside the body that serves to uplift and enhance human psychology. This has successfully been used to address mood disorders such as depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, loneliness. Oh, see, I definitely need this one. Alcohol and substance abuse. There's a little workaround. You can use this one instead of the other one. I see. Eating disorders, sleep disorders, and obsessive-compulsive disorder. And below is a list of the endorphins and neurotransmitters that are assembled inside the human body by way of scalar light. And it says, in addition, hormones and amino acids are included in the session as the natural chemicals. Oh, see, there's a workaround the hormone one, right? Do this one, do everything together. It will serve to regulate and enhance the action of the endorphins and neurotransmitters. So, all right. So the endorphins he uses is alpha, beta. It says alpha endorphin, beta endorphin, enkephalin, and gamma endorphin. Wow. Let's see. Hormones. He has 18 hormones here. Wow, it's everything. Wait a minute. I don't see testosterone, and I don't see the female and the male hormones. Oh, pregnenolone, progesterone, somatotrophin, testosterone. Where's the other one? Where's the female hormone? I'm not seeing it. Melatonin. Adenocorticotropic hormone. Oh, that'll make you feel so good. Adrenaline, calcitonin, cholecystokinin, glycogen, luteinizing hormone. Oh, well, that's the one that helps release the egg from the... So I wonder if you start your period again, if you're already not having a period. Very interesting. But it doesn't say estrogen, though. That's strange, right? All right. Here's a testimonial. I learned in January that I have Epstein-Barr virus. I started with the standard scalar session 1.5 months ago. Just got the good news. They can no longer find the virus in my body. I did read a testimonial before I started this episode of someone who had HIV and tested positive for it for 5 years, and they were on all kinds of therapy. They did the scalar session for like a couple months, and for the first time in 5 years, there's no detectable trace of HIV virus in their body. So it says, my hair's been thinning for 2 years. Nothing helped. I even tried twice plasma needles, which are painful, and they didn't help at all. The third quarter of scalar light sessions, I noticed the short new hair growing on my scalp. My hairdresser pointed it out to me. What a relief and joy these results are to me. I can so gladly recommend it to everyone who might have this problem. That's excellent, right? So this program is 17 different neurotransmitters. That's so awesome. 10 amino acids. And 19 non-essential amino acids, which are all still good. Including carnitine, which helps you lose weight. GABA, which is very good for you. Natural chemicals that will help enhance neurotransmitter activity, 11 of them. Very, very cool. Now, this person says that they found the therapy to be very calming, and he was able to recover from stress moments from work quicker than usual. Instead of working for days, he was able to release stress by the next day. It says... Oh, here's a good one. I put my tween and my teenager on the trial. They didn't even know about it. I'm trying it as well. My daughter's feeling much happier. My son is very happy at times, but he's always been a very hard case to crack. Join the club. He's up and down, but I'm much calmer. I've had more lucid dreams. My reading comprehension, concentration has improved a lot. I'm learning much faster. This is going on week 4 of the trial. I wanted to wait till I noticed the benefits of the scalar energy before I posted a review. Thank God for this, because my son refuses to take medicine, not even alternative medicine, and I never trusted traditional medicine, but he desperately needs this since he's severely depressed and he's been suicidal. With gender identity issues, again, join the club with that one too. I'm glad I'm reading this. It's good that this helps. He says he needs a lot more time to heal, so I purchased the recurring scalar treatment, switching from natural foods therapy to the new endorphin and neurotransmitter therapy. Very, very interesting. So I want to try this one. I didn't see this one before. I've had depression for 2 years. I started this, and along with my medication, I'm feeling calmer and confident. Well, we don't know because they're on medication, right? I'm okay. At the end of 3 weeks, I'm feeling wonderful. Pain is gone. I'm sleeping better. Feeling stronger. There's more of a sense of well-being. Thank you. I'm very grateful. Here's a noticeable boost to our mental well-being. This guy says for him and his wife. Increased sense of joy, inner contentment. We feel it throughout the day, and it started 2 or 3 days after the beginning of the therapy. This person had a decrease in bladder pain and urinary frequency, which was huge for them. Well, you know what? Actually, endorphins and neurotransmitters, that would actually be a big, huge thing of it. So, very interesting. Now I'm going to go. We only have a few more minutes left of this episode. I can't believe it went so fast. There was one I'm going to tell you about because I thought this was one of the weirder ones. So, where is it? Oh yeah, this one. The mineral and precious stones. This one is really strange looking. All right, I got to the page. I had to pause it for a moment so we have enough time. Here he says, the human body is composed of minerals. In fact, 99% of the mass of the human body is composed of the following 6 minerals: calcium, hydrogen, nitrogen, carbon, phosphorus, and oxygen. Is oxygen a mineral? I don't think so. Anyway, minerals and water are typically found in the soil and subsequently are absorbed by the roots of plants. Hence, it's crucial for people to consume plants as a source of the mineral-rich food. The Scalar Light Mineral and Precious Stone session assembles minerals inside the human body. Specifically, Scalar Light assembles minerals inside each cell of the human body, thereby offering the perfect delivery of minerals to benefit both mental and physical health. The minerals assembled by Scalar Light Mineral and Precious Stone session are found in mineral-rich arable soil as well as mineral-rich drinking water throughout the world. The Scalar Light Mineral and Precious Stone session assembles the following minerals inside each cell of the human body. And he lists, 65 minerals. That's incredible. Cobalt, copper, dolomite, fluorine, geode, iolite, and this is going to be obviously done like on a colloidal, teeny tiny bit scale. Magnesium, magnesium citrate, manganese, magnesium phosphate, molybdenum. You need these little trace minerals, these trace elements. Oxygen. Yeah, I need that one because I live in I'm like at 8,400 feet above sea level. Zinc sulfite, vanadium. And even wadselite, which is composed of magnesium, silicon, and oxygen. So sodalite has all these. Okay. So it says it's a sacred geometry that provides the essence or healing power of precious stones. The precious stones that are amplified and imparted by scalar light are found throughout the world and revered for their innate healing powers. And so then his precious stones that he puts inside the body, I mean, he has 50 of them. Turquoise, topaz, tiger eye, ruby, sapphire, pearl, opals, malachite, obsidian, onyx, ruby, jasper, chrysoberyl, chlorite, gold. Gold. Did you guys know you need gold? I think I said, did I see copper up here too, maybe? Beryl, carnelian, azurite, aquamarine, amethyst. I mean, crystal quartz, diamonds and emeralds, baby. So this sounds very interesting. It says that anything that you have in mineral-rich drinking water or mineral-rich arable soil will assemble inside your body when you do this one. And then he just says, may God grant you excellent health. And you could even do this for a 15-day trial if you want to start this one instead of the other one. Maybe possibly all of them you can do for a 15-day trial. I just wanted to share this with you. Tom Palladino is a godsend. He's one of the most incredible people in the world. He is a genius, and his stuff has already worked for me. When you do this, though, you have to drink water. He finds a lot of people find themselves thirsty, and he has a whole article on the page for it. Scalarlight.com. I hope that you have enjoyed this episode of discovering the subtle energy healing of Scalar Light and Tom Palladino. And Metaphysical Soul Speak, the podcast, is a daily. I will come back again tomorrow with all new and original programming. This is information you're not likely to find anywhere else because a lot of my stories come directly from me. So I've had a pretty amazing life, and it's ongoing. Anyway, I love each and every one of you, and I hope that you live a wonderful, beautiful life filled with just a brilliant mind and creativity and good mental health and physical health. And I hope that this episode has helped you to discover another way to achieve that. Why not? Anyway, go get on his mailing list immediately, and then you're just going to get, anytime he adds something new, you get it free for like 2 to 3 to 4 weeks. So you might as well try it out. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. You're staying in balance as much as you can. This will actually help you balance quite a bit. I'm signing off now, guys, with peace and joy and the high vibes of the holy fifth dimension. Until next time, peace. Metaphysical Soul Speak is run on sponsors and listener support. This means listeners like you. If you are so inclined to support my efforts and my little podcast, please visit me at anchor.fm/metaphysical and pledge an amount of your choosing today. Thank you.